a
NBA
dollar.
draft. Guys,
NBA
we had
draft.
it. It finally
Speaking
came.
of financial information,
Yeah.
NBA draft, Lonzo Ball is going to make a lot of money.
Lonzo Ball goes number 2. But first off, we had that big trade. They switched number 1 and number 3, Philadelphia and
Boston.
and Boston. They switched 1 and 3. Boston the whole time was like, we can get out of here, get another future asset, still take 3 overall, and get the
another.
guy they wanted.
Yeah.
Josh Jackson burned a bridge there. Did you hear that whole story?
No,
I did.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Danny Ainge was explaining how he flew into Sacramento,
Yeah.
and Josh Jackson basically said, "No, I don't have time for you."
Yeah, because it was after the trade. They flew out to interview Josh Jackson and get a personal workout from him. They've got the number 1 pick, but it went to number 3. So he's like, "Oh, I already know who's going to go number 1." So he said, so he canceled. They get to Sacramento. They basically go to a hotel room, sleep, get up in the morning, and fly back out to Boston. Danny Ainge was a little mad. I don't know.
Too.
So they picked Jason Tatum 3 overall,
Which
and
is a
Josh
good
Jackson, quote unquote, slipped to number 4 to Phoenix.
Right.
But he wouldn't work out for him. So Josh Jackson just went to a crappy team instead of potentially going to a team who could get the title
whoever
next
gave
year.
him that advice obviously was not very-
Agent. Your agents are all over that.
Everybody was
Because he
saying,
probably said, "Oh, we don't need to work out for Boston. They're not going to pick you." So, but Boston said the whole time, "We're thinking if we can get a future asset, a number 1 out of Philadelphia for trade, they're giving them the number 1." They wanted Markelle Fultz. They did. Pair him with Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons. Okafor is going to be leaving, but Covington. Dario Saric.
right.
I'm serious, man. I said this last week. Philadelphia, if they get when free agency comes here in July, if they can get two guys who are veterans who are going to chip in 10 points a game, that's a playoff team. That's a 7th seed in the East.
Okay, so hey, let's talk free agency for a minute.
No, real quick. We got to finish
Yeah.
the draft, and then we'll
All
go
right.
there. But so Markelle Fultz go number 1 overall. He is now the big prototypical combo point guard who's going to give you 10 assists, but he's going to score 25 points.
Right.
This is almost like a triple-double waiting to happen. Not Westbrook,
Right.
but this guy it fits that mold. And then everyone, okay, LA's on the clock.
They
All
already
the
did.
talk between Lonzo, speak it into happening. Whatever Lonzo's dad says.
He said that Lakers are going to be a playoff team next year with this.
Oh my gosh, how idiotic! And people trolled him bad. Do you think that was a wise thing for him to say that, Jim?
No, it was awful.
He said, "Playoff team next year."
The thing is one player is not going to make them a playoff team. What?
No.
They only had 10 wins on the year
Well,
last
no, they
year?
get rid of Timofey Mozgov. They got rid of their big man. They got rid of D'Angelo Russell.
There's
That's
more
huge
building
right
they need
there.
to do.
Well, getting rid of D'Angelo, though, just opened up that starting point guard spot. Lonzo Ball is a starting point guard from here,
Right.
from now. So,
The thing that really bugged me was the fact that I saw an interview with him and Magic Johnson, and Magic Johnson's like just bragging him up like he's the next best player. You know what? Until this guy actually plays a season in the NBA, don't already anoint him as the chosen one.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because how often have you seen a great number 1 pick come out and fold? It happens.
It's rough.
It happens. And when you put this much pressure on a young kid that's dad's totally needs to go to a psychiatric ward, I think it's time.
No, you gotta say, is he a happy dad that his kid went number 2?
Of course he is. Now,
You know,
the big
and-
baller brand.
He's over the top. I'm sorry.
And then, of course, okay, so Lonzo gets picked, goes into the back, gets his hat or whatever happens before he comes out with. What did he do? Do you remember what he did? He changed his shoes. The
Oh, yeah,
ZO2s in the Lakers colors. He had a pair in the back. He switched his shoes out, came back out with the Laker colors on his feet. His new ZO2s, his $9,000 shoes. So anyway,
But
but Boston, they said we got the guy we wanted. We
Right.
could have got him at number 1, but we got the guy who was at the top of our list in Jason Tatum.
does that change the way they look at free agency?
We were texting this on that night. Aaron Heck and I were texting that. And does it? Here you have a 6'7", 6'8", small forward / shooting guard. Does that play a role with Gordon Hayward? But Gordon Hayward can fill
Gordon Hayward,
that power forward spot.
Are you talking about Gordon going down to Boston?
Yeah. I don't think it changes it because I
No.
think he could start right. I think Jason Tatum could play the 2.
Is there any of us here that really don't think Gordon Hayward's going to Boston?
I think he is. I think
we all
I
think
think
he's
there's
going
a
to.
hesitation. I mean, wait.
The money, the coach.